What's up, YouTube? What's up, YouTube? It's your boy back with another one. People, in today's video, we want to discuss the 5 reasons why South Africa needs to revoke the citizenship of Afrikaner people. Number 1, they took land. Number 2, they introduced apartheid. Number 3, they're living a privileged life. Number 4, they don't like black people. Number 5, they causing division between the people of the Rainbow Nation. Let me know what you think about this topic in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. You know we family, right? Holla. People, we all know South Africa wouldn't be where it is right now, today, in 2025, if it wasn't through the Afrikaner people. They, along with the British, but mainly the Afrikaner people, they built South Africa up to what it is today. And it's because of them that we have a strong rugby culture. We have a strong sporting culture. We have a strong brain culture. Dude, there are things that make us uniquely South African, right? But those uniquely South African things are predominantly uniquely Afrikaner things. Now, I'm not saying we don't have uniquely Zulu things. We don't have uniquely Tswana, Sutu, Venda, Limpopo, Ndebele things. Don't get me wrong. This is not that type of video. This video is focusing solely on the Afrikaner people, right? So the Afrikaner people have done good, wonderful, brilliant, meaningful things for South Africa, and we cannot dispute that. Even if those things were not meant to benefit other races, but those things are still in place to this very day, which other races get to enjoy, right? So we cannot dispute that fact, and neither do we want to argue on that fact. Now, where would we have been without the Afrikaner people? South Africa would be just like every other African country, still developing. South Africa is still developing, but South Africa is leaps and bounds far ahead of other African countries, right? And it's evident in just the way that South Africa is run. You know what I mean? And you see it, it's evident. And the people know it. You see it, even countries come and they applaud South Africa for doing the things that we are doing. Now, when I say we, it's predominantly the Afrikaner people. And you have to acknowledge that, right? You cannot dispute that. Even if you want to dispute it, even if you want to, you can't, because the evidence is in the pudding. Now, for the most part, or for the better part of this argument, if South Africa, if we have to go along with the sentiment of, well, let South Africans, let the Afrikaner people go, where would we be? Where would we be? You know, where would we be? Where would we be today? Because at the end of the day, we don't have the capabilities and the capacity to do what they have achieved. I mean, like I always point to Orania as being a prime example of that capability. Within a short space of time, they managed to turn a barren piece of land into something massive, right? So we know that, we've seen that. So it shows that they are capable of doing wonders from nothing, from scratch. So we cannot dispute that, right? So do we need them? Of course we need them. Do they need us? Huh. See, they don't. Orania is proving it that they don't. You know what I mean? Because if they really needed us, they would have taken us to build Orania, right? But they didn't. They did it all on their own. All on their own. So therefore, they do not need us. So, what would happen if the Afrikaner people left South Africa? Excuse me. One, the economy. First things first, the economy would collapse. Now, we all know that the economy would collapse, right? The economy would collapse. We all know that. Number two, infrastructure is aging as it is because of lack of maintenance, lack of expertise, and lack of anything, right? So we all know that, right? But my thing is, if the people say the Afrikaner people must go, the Afrikaner people must all leave, the word catastrophe wouldn't even begin to the word catastrophe wouldn't begin to explain what would happen to South Africa in the interim, because at the end of the day, a small group of people actually hold the key. Ah, that's nice. Actually hold the key to the success of this nation, right? So we all know that for a fact, right? So we know that. And the surprising thing is that we don't fully appreciate the times and the effort put into what they've built over time, because we simply look at it from an enjoyment point of view. And the sad reality is that we take for granted that the things that the Afrikaner people built will always be there, you know? And we think in our minds that even if they go, we can maintain and further develop those structures that they built. You understand what I'm saying? Which is not true at all. Because if it was true, trust me, Eskom, ISCO, Telkom, all the state run enterprises wouldn't be in the crisis or the crises that they are in if we truly believe that we could actually run this country without the white people. Just the mere fact that there's a farming sector, not to say, what's the word? Subsistence farming is one thing. Subsistence farming is where I'm farming for my family or we farming for our community. That's subsistence farming. We have a country. There's no such a thing like everybody plants for themselves and see for themselves. The Afrikaner people do things on a commercial scale. Commercial scale. Can you hear that word? Commercial scale. They do things on an industrial scale, of which we do not have the capacity, the capabilities, the inkling. We do not even have the support structure to try and even attempt such a thing. And not only that, internationally, we wouldn't even be allowed to even try to attempt that on our own. Case in point, Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe, Zimbabwe took the land by force. And what happened? The global organizations sprung into action, devaluing their dollar, freezing all their assets, taking them off the SWIFT system. They couldn't make loans. They couldn't do nothing. Nothing. Why? Because white people support white people. As you can see now, for example, Afrikaner people, they asked for help. What happened? A jet, a plane, and a vehicle that moves in the sky, right, was sent to South Africa to come and collect, to come and pick up the Afrikaner people, right? So that shows you the level of importance that the Afrikaner people have. Now, you may not like it. You may think this is just a, I don't know, a joke, a prank. You may think this is false information. You may tell me, but of course, we've got China, we've got Russia, we've got India. True, 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 true. I'm on you with that one. True, but where? Yeah, I don't even know where the sun is with all the shade now. Where, where, where are all these countries where are all these countries when the infrastructure is falling apart? Where? I mean, I don't see them. You don't see China coming to fix the roads. You don't see India coming to fix the roads. Where? I mean, sure. Do they have the capacity? Do they have the love? Will they do the stuff up to the standards and the qualities that the Afrikaner people have built the standards up to? You know? Who can love your land like you? Who can build the things in your land like you can? If you put your mind to it, if you have the capacity, if you have the drive and the ambition like the Afrikaner people do. So, the mere fact that experienced Afrikaner people are being squeezed, pushed out of the mainstream economy, people that come with expertise, experience, people that come with a ton load of what is really missing in South Africa. Guys, that is a blow. We are shooting ourselves in the foot when we decide that we are going to chase these people away, that we want them to leave, that we want them to be gone. I don't know if it's a good thing. I know it's not a good thing. Trust me. Once they decide to leave due to any form of discrimination, trust me, South Africa will fall apart. It's not maybe or if or this. It's a case of will fall apart. Do we want it to fall apart? No. Can we afford it? No, we cannot afford it. So what are we going to do about it? Nothing. So here's the whole point, right? My thing is, my thing is simple. The people with the money, the people with the experience, the people with the knowledge, the people with the backing, the people with the people with sound advice, the people with the know-how, the people who started this thing, the original architects of the very foundation of which this economy is built, should be the people that must, not should, must be allowed to run it and maintain it because they know exactly how they built it. They know the strong points, they know the weak points. If these people decide tomorrow that they're going to change everything and they're going to sabotage the economy, there's nothing we can do because they built it. Now, we may think that we have political power, exactly, right? Fine, I mean, true, but political power, as we can see now, is meaningless if you do not have economical power. Hell, Zimbabwe, they have all the political power that they want, but it proved futile when America decided to place sanctions on them. I mean, we are not Russia, we are not China, we do not have angles, we do not have circumvention tactics that Russia has to circumvent sanctions. We don't. What we have is yes, sir mentality, no, sir mentality, a do what we tell you to do mentality. Because if we don't do what they tell us to do, they will shut us down, totally shut us down in a way that even Zimbabwe will look like a joke. And we can't afford that. So, to those that say the Afrikaner people must go, the Afrikaner people must not come back, the Afrikaner people must just leave our land and disappear, and guys, you got to think long and hard before you just spew garbage out of your mouth, because the people that built the luxuries that you are enjoying today are the very people that you are saying should leave. Unless you can drill a hole through a tunnel, no, unless you can drill a hole through a mountain, which then turns into a tunnel complete with lighting, oxygen, and all the amenities that come with the Huguenot tunnel. Only then can you talk about they must go. We will replace them. We have the capabilities. We have the this and that. Because if not, trust me, you should be the last to speak. You should be the last to talk, because it takes experience, it takes money, it takes support, it takes a whole lot of things to run an economy, to build a country. Because as far as I know, we don't even have the capabilities to tar our own roads in our townships. We do not have the capabilities to maintain our own townships, to provide security in our own townships. We don't even have just the know how. We don't even have the unity to begin with. We don't have the capacity. So if the townships look the way they do, and yet we live there, and then we depending on them to improve our townships, yet we live there, what does that tell you? So think long and hard before you just say they must go. Because I'm telling you now, if the Afrikaner people leave South Africa, that will be the end of our first world or developed, most developed country in Africa status. And we don't want that. For a very long time, we've been seeing ourselves as different to other Africans because of the foundations set by the white people. So if they leave and they go, trust me, that status is going to go along with them. And we are not going to enjoy it, because for a very long time, we've been seeing ourselves as different to other Africans on the continent, all thanks to the efforts made and done by the Afrikaner people. So yeah, let me know what you think about this video. Was I on the money, or did I totally miss it with this one? Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. You know we family, right? Hello.